Is that better? You guys, they're using language. You know what? These guys use language at these protests that TikTok doesn't accept. So I'm gonna go over there, but if I have to mute it, just go to YouTube if you want to hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying, you guys? That's all I can say. I've been chasing around fucking. I've been chasing. There's a bunch of anti-Israel protests that I've been getting offers to shoot today, but every time I show up, the fucking cops have run them off. And someone just gave me a tip that said the Tesla fucking protest is now a pro-Palestine protest, but it's not. Is it? Let's see. But when I drove by here earlier, I noticed for the first time there was no line. Oh no, he's gonna use the words. He's gonna use the word. Hold on, gotta mute. What's up, Dean? What's up, Bree? What's up, Diane? Hello. I just had to mute the TikTok again because he keeps using the word murder. Another hungry child dies. It's kind of funny. When you eat a burger, you support murder. When you eat your Tesla fries, another hungry child dies. Kind of funny. Okay, this guy keeps using the M word, TikTok. He says, when you buy a Tesla burger, you support the M word. This is not a Palestinian protest. Is it? Does anyone see pro-Palestine signs there? This drummer needs to find a band to get into. Has anybody seen Castillo around? Maybe I'll go hang out with him. I've been getting the runaround all fucking day, man. Been chasing these Israeli protests all day, but the fucking cops break them up. Trying to make fucking $12. Can't fucking make any money. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Mama. Carol. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Drew. Anyway, there was a lot of shit going on all over the city today, but you know, I was starting to wonder, can anybody tell me this? Let me just ask a question. I got a lot of questions today. Does, you know, I keep watching these Spencer Pratt videos, right? And every one of them is completely viral, basically. And I'm not going to talk shit about Spencer. I want to say this. Is there anybody who openly supports Gavin Newsom? And this isn't a trick question. And this doesn't reflect my opinion. I just want to know, is there anybody? I know there's people who support it, but is there anybody who just says, yeah, that's my guy? Anybody? Anybody in here? Is there anybody who's like, yeah, that's my guy? I hope he becomes the next president. Anybody? Because people seem to hate this boy. This boy, Gavin. People seem to hate him. Terminator supports Gavin. Right. I've said it before. I have one problem with Gavin Newsom that was related to one particular personal case I know about. But outside of that, it's just like, Jesus Christ. Somebody posted a meme recently. Actually, it was this morning, a good friend of mine in Iowa, a liberal friend. And it's a meme of a picture of like 100,000 scientists standing in a group. And then the one knucklehead standing in front of them all. And it says, and the bubble above his head says, I just watched a YouTube video, so you're all wrong. And I just want to point something out based on that meme. I'm not coming down on Spencer Pratt. He lost his home. He's angry. I'm going to stay out of coming down on him. But I just want to say, he stood in front of, what's it called? God, this guy gets me, this protester here with the drum, he needs to find a band to get into. Because I have a hard time talking over him. He's so goddamn loud. Governor Slickback sucks, says Miss Sister Fister. Okay, well, I didn't ask that question, but I would love to know. Here's what I would love to know, Mr. Sister Fister. Mr. Sister Fister. Let me ask this, and I'm not debating politics, you guys. This is a serious question. I'm asking because I want information. I want to learn from you, okay? To the people like Mr. Sister Fister who says, I hate Governor Slickback. That's funny, and I love comedy. But can you tell me why you hate Governor Slickster? Can anybody tell me what Gavin Newsom did? Did he kick your dog? Can somebody give me something to support the absolute obliteration that he is receiving? And I'm not here to defend him. I just want to know if people hate him because he slicks his hair back or if they hate him with probable cause. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure that out today. It's been absolutely fucking making my brain go fucking crazy. What the fuck did Gavin Newsom do? Kick somebody's dog and I didn't see it? Somebody just tell me. I'm just asking, again, you guys, I'm not here to have a loud, crazy, I used to get into these loud screaming matches. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to ask for knowledge. So my questions are this. Here, I have a question for Spencer Pratt right now. Because you guys, I'm thinking about doing a counter Spencer Pratt series of videos over in the Palisades. Not to go against Spencer, but to ask questions. Okay, here's my first question. This is my first question regarding the fires. This fucking guy, can you guys at least protest more quietly? Fuck, I can't hear myself talk to you guys. Okay, you guys. Lisa, I know, Lisa. That's clear, Lisa. That's clear. So let me say this. I stand with all protesters. I don't mean to dog these guys, but I'm trying to have a conversation with you guys right now. So maybe you could lay up on the drum a little. No. So here's my first question for Spencer Pratt. Let's just direct it to Spencer Pratt. We had 2 cities that burned down, you guys. We had two cities that burned down. The Pacific Palisades and Altadena. Okay, so you guys know about the big fires. You know all about that, right? We had two cities burned down. I'm hearing from Spencer Pratt and a lot of other conspiracy people and blah, 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 that the reason Pacific Palisades burned down is because we had an empty reservoir. Anybody else heard that? Anybody else heard about this empty reservoir? And keep in mind, I stood in the fires the morning the fire started. I stood in the fires for a week. I was there the whole time. So I know exactly what happened during the fires. I know how the fires happened. I know what made them enrage at an accelerated rate, etc. My question to Spencer is this. They weren't lacking any reservoir water in Altadena. So why did Altadena burn down if their reservoirs were full? Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and start debunking some shit. The reservoirs in Altadena were full. There were no dry fire hydrants in Altadena. There was no shortage of water in Altadena. But the whole city burned down, right? But in the Palisades, oh shit, we had one little empty reservoir. Even though we had military helicopters sucking water right out of the ocean and dropping it on top of the water, somehow this fucking empty reservoir caused the whole city to burn down. That's not what happened, okay? 100-mile-per-hour winds is what happened. The winds were so strong on the second fucking day that they couldn't even fly helicopters, you guys. That's how strong the wind was. They couldn't fly helicopters. But we're sitting here right now listening to Spencer Pratt 5 times a day tell us that Gavin Newsom came down with a book of matches and lit the fire himself. And I gotta tell you something. It's really fucking getting into my craw. I don't even know what that saying means, but it's really starting to fucking rub me the wrong way. Because that's not what happened. I watched hundreds of firefighters battling that fire within 20 minutes of it starting. With water, by the way. With water. You guys ever have a fire in your fireplace and it's about to go out and there's just embers left, and then you blow with your big mouth and you blow on it and the fire just rages back on? Okay, well imagine 100-mile-per-hour winds blowing across a fire that is acres, that is hundreds of acres already big. It's like saying you had 2 gallons of water to put out the fire in your fireplace, but actually a tablespoon of the water was missing. Here you go. Say that's the reservoir. Oh, we were a tablespoon short of 2 gallons of water, so we weren't able to put the fire out in our reservoir, in our fireplace. Gavin Newsom is responsible for leaving the resistors dry so the firefighters could not utilize the hydrants, says Loriana York. Loriana York, I was in the fires, and I did see a couple of fire hydrants that were dry eventually at some point. But my experience was 90% of the fire hydrants had water pumping out of them. And also, I need you to source that information, Leah, Miss Loriana York. I need you to source that information. But at least somebody's answering me. Thank you, Leanna. Leanna said Gavin Newsom is responsible for leaving the resistors dry so the firefighters could not utilize the hydrants. Okay, I'm not going to claim to be a genius. What do you mean he left the resistors dry so they couldn't use the hydrants? That doesn't even fucking make sense, Leonora. What the fuck are you talking about? The resistors? I saw 35 fire trucks hook up to fire hydrants in the first 2 hours of the fire and start battling it from 20 feet away. I don't know, what are the resistors? Can you explain that to us? I'm a retired firefighter. Los Angeles County, worked Malibu and Altadena for years. And Loriana York, why did Gavin Newsom allow these so-called resistors to not be dry in Altadena? So there's my question for you, Loriana York. Loriana York, why did Gavin Newsom let the resistors not go dry, whatever the fuck that means, in Altadena? And since everything was working fine in Altadena, all the fire hydrants, all of the reservoirs were full, why did Altadena burn to the ground if they had all of their resistors working and all of their water working and everything working? I'm just asking questions, you guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm asking questions. But I've been asking these questions all day. Nobody can answer them. Jeffrey Manley told me to stop cursing. Huh. Jeffrey Manley, if you were offended by cursing, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the room, brother. I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the room, Jeffrey. I'm sorry. Seriously, Jeffrey, you might want to step out of the room, bro, if you're that soft. Are you that soft, brother? Are you serious right now? I'm just asking questions, guys. Nobody's answering my questions. If somebody answered my question and I missed it, then go ahead and repeat the answer. Why did Altadena burn down if they had all of their water and they had their reservoirs full and they had perfect firefighting response? Then why did Altadena burn down? Anybody? Remember? The reservoir was empty. Gavin Newsom shut down the resistors that Leanna York made up. I don't even know what a resistor is. Can someone explain what a resistor is? Gavin Newsom went into his secret chambers and said, well, I just took some matches down to Malibu and lit that on fire because I'm going to do a land grab. I'm so sick of the fucking conspiracy shit. I stood and watched the place burn down, you guys. It's not that difficult. Gavin came in your secret chambers? That's pretty funny. So, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys hate Gavin Newsom because he slicks his hair back and he's really good looking. I don't know how that gets him so much hatred. But I've been looking all throughout my soul to figure out why I should hate him. I can't find it. I know he didn't start the fires. I know Spencer Pratt wants to win a lawsuit. I saw Spencer Pratt stand in front of the old mobile home park this morning and say this was the last affordable neighborhood in our area. Really? So mobile homes that were on the market in 2023 for $1.7 million, that was affordable? And then once you bought the mobile home for $1.7 million, you had to pay a $1,700 lot rent to live on it? Spencer Pratt said that that's affordable, you guys. Do you want me to repeat that? Spencer Pratt stood in front of the mobile home park that burned down. There was a mobile home park on the beach, it's true. Those mobile homes were on the market for between $1.3 and $1.7 million. That's right, $30,000 trailers. Once you paid $1.5 million for one of those trailers, you still had to pay, like on any mobile home lot, you still had to pay a $1,700 lot fee for the rent, which would be, in today's market, would be $2,500 or $2,700. So I want Spencer Pratt to explain to me how that's affordable. He stood in front of it this morning on that video saying, we lost our last affordable neighborhood. This guy is not in touch with reality. And hundreds of thousands of women just go on his comments and go, "Oh, we love you, Spencer. Oh my God, we love you." Because he was good looking when they were little girls and they're in love with him. I mean, the guy is talking out of his ass, actually. Literally. I can't figure it out. I mean, nothing he said in any of these videos makes sense to me. And I can't get anyone to tell me why they really hate Gavin Newsom. Can anyone tell me why we hate Gavin Newsom? Because I got breaking news right now. He didn't come down with a book of matches and start that fire. He's not trying to get a land grab. He's not trying to steal your land. All right? You want to find out who's trying to steal your land? Go talk to the oligarchs. Go talk to the real estate developers. Well, I don't know. The kid, he was like a young, good-looking kid at one point, right? I'm not trying to judge the guy. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, you want to do what Trump said and rake the forest? Like when Spencer comes on and says he didn't rake the forest, he's doing a Trump line. He didn't clear the brush. I implore any of you to fly to California and let me give you a tour of the massive, massive areas that we're talking about. There's no such thing as raking a forest. There's no such thing as raking a forest. You guys understand that? And even if you clear some brush in the park, you're not going to stop a fire with 100 mile per hour. Yeah, you clear brush, not across the whole state. Brandon Horton says Newsom is a failure. Okay, Brandon, can you give us something beyond Newsom is a failure? Would you like to invite yourself up as a guest, or would you like me to invite you as a guest? And you can enlighten all of us and tell us how and why he's a failure. Anybody? Does anybody want to see? Because I see everybody every 2 seconds. I see Gavin Newsom. His hair is slicked. He's a failure. His name is Newscum. But nobody can tell me why. All right, Murad. I'm with Murad. There it is. Best Hunter, no water. Okay, Best Hunter. Can I invite you up as a guest? Because I'm going to ask you a question, Best Hunter. We had water in Altadena. So why did Altadena burn down if we had water in Altadena? I'm trying to invite Best Hunter up. I'm trying to invite you up, Best Hunter 08. So the Best Hunter 08, please explain to me, if we only had a problem with a couple of fire hydrants in Palisades, then why did Altadena burn down? Best Hunter, why did Altadena burn down? The reservoir is still empty. Not in Altadena, Best Hunter 08. Best Hunter 08, not in Altadena. Hey, Best Hunter 08. Castaic Lake is on fire right now. It's as big as the Palisades fire. Do we have no water up there right now? Do we have no water up there right now? Request up and enlighten us, Best Hunter, because you're just repeating the same talking points and bullshit lines that I'm hearing from everybody, which is ridiculous. You guys, we had 2 cities burned. You guys need to clear your ears out, all right? Wipe your fucking ears out. Are you ready for this? Altadena burned down and Pasadena burned down. There was no such thing as an empty reservoir or a single fire hydrant that didn't have water in Altadena. Why did Altadena burn down? Because what you're saying is false. It's a falsehood. It's a falsehood, Best Hunter. That's not why Palisades burned down. The Pacific Palisades burned down because of 100 mile per hour Santa Ana winds that grabbed a fire that I watched start from a roof on the morning of January 7th. And then I watched it burn while I watched 100 firefighters fight it. Fox News is destroying the country. All right, well, as I suspected, not a single person had a single credible answer. So I'm all done with that. Not a single person had a single credible answer. The only thing I saw is Gavin Newsom slicks his hair back and there's no water. I've heard lying Trump talking points is all I heard. There's no water. There's no water. Pacific Palisades is on the ocean. And we had helicopters from Mexico and Canada and the United States flying water back and forth and back and forth. I watched 10 Canadian helicopters work all night through the night on the third night of the fires. I watched them save my home, literally. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. You literally have zero idea what you're talking about. I watched 10 Canadian and y'all hate Canadians. I watched 10 Canadian helicopters fly in and out of a reservoir in the dark and save my home with all of my neighbors for 10 straight hours until 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was the most amazing thing I ever saw. So what I'm saying is I'm tired of all of your ridiculous, well, Best Hunter, I'm telling you, you have no idea what you're talking about. We had plenty of helicopters and we had plenty of water. That has nothing to do with why Spencer Pratt's house burned down. Ask Spencer Pratt why he was in his house until 5 p.m. and then came out lying, saying that there were no firefighters. When I watched firefighters, hundreds of them, fighting from 10 a.m. that same day on his same block. Why did he lie about that? Why did Spencer Pratt not stand on his own roof with his own garden hose, spraying his house down, while I was 2 blocks away standing on my customer's roof, spraying their roof down? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Newsom is responsible for his state bottom line, says Best Hunter. Oh, Best Hunter, let me see if you follow. You do. Well, I'm gonna let you go with that, Best Hunter. I'm gonna let you go with that. And I hope someday, Best Hunter, you have the $80,000 required for you to fly to Africa so you can unalive an elephant, because I got a feeling in my gut you're a trophy hunter. It's just, it's in the pit of my stomach. I feel like that's something you would do. But listen, brother, it's America. Oh, damn. Thank you, California Russ. Well, you know what, California Russ? I hear you loud and clear. And California Russ, I told you I got a personal story with Gavin Newsom. I already said I have a real reason to hate Gavin Newsom. That's my whole point to this. I have a real reason. I have an actual reason to hate Gavin Newsom. Not just by saying he slicks his hair back, or I don't like him, or he went out to a restaurant during COVID. Like, I have a real reason. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what that is. My ex-girlfriend's mother was unalived by this creep who got put in prison for 20 years, and then they let him out of prison. And my ex-girlfriend got to sit down with Gavin Newsom for 2 minutes and explain to Gavin Newsom why he should never let that man out of prison. And then Gavin Newsom let that man out of prison, and he offended again. So I have a bigger reason to hate Gavin Newsom than all y'all do. All I'm saying is, you guys at least know why you hate a man. Why run around talking about you hate somebody and you don't even know why? You know what I'm saying? Talking about we don't have any water, and Trump saying, oh, I opened the water. He didn't open shit. Come on, man. Am I voting for Newsom? If Newsom runs for president, I'm voting for Gavin Newsom, Best Hunter 08. You goddamn right I am. You think I'm gonna vote for fucking whoever they run? You think I'm gonna vote for JD Vance? You think I'm gonna vote for Nikki Haley? You think I'm gonna vote for Marco Rubio? You think I'm gonna vote for any of those people? Well, at least Medics won. See, Medics won, but that's why I like honesty, Medics won. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me, Medics won, that you hate him because his hair is greased back. At least you're being honest about your, I don't know what word to use on you, brother. At least you're being honest. At least you're telling Medics One, at least you're saying to us, I don't have a reason to hate him. The reason I hate him is petty, and that really defines who I am as a person. That's what you're saying to us, and that's okay, brother. I'm just saying thank you for being honest. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I love honesty. If you hate him because his hair is greasy, that's your American. That's your that's your choice, brother. That's your choice, man. Who cares about Newsom thing? I just see a lot of people calling him slick and all this other shit. I want to thank you over here on YouTube. I want to thank California Russ. California Russ, I'm not necessarily a fan of Newsom either. And we can do much better than Newsom in California. And when he runs for president, Russ, we're gonna have a different option. Russ, let me ask you this. Did you vote for the governor? Because I'll tell you right now, guys, we had a Republican who governed our state. His name was Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? If they changed the rules regarding being born in America to run for president, I would consider voting for Arnold Schwarzenegger to be president of the United States of America. I'm telling you that right now. If they amended the Constitution, I don't know where it's at in the Constitution. I'm not a constitutional lawyer. But somewhere in the Constitution, it says you have to be born here in order to run Karina1133. I've never called you by your full username. I'm not taking that back. I'm not sure why you hate the governor, Karina. I'm not sure why you hate the governor. Karina, stop it. The governor wasn't a bad governor. The worst thing the governor ever did was got the maid pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Arnold is a liberal. You guys, let me talk to my Trump supporters real quick. You want to know who else is a Democrat? Here comes the biggest breaking news your ignorant ears ever heard. You know who else is a Democrat? You know who else got fooled by a Democrat? Trump supporters? Let me tell you who the Democrat is. Donald Trump. Lifelong Democrat. You heard it. That's right. Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat. And you guys are so easily manipulated and fooled that you just said, okay, this is our guy. He's not a grifter. This lifelong Democrat who supported and gave money to Hillary Clinton, gave money to Bill Clinton, gave money to every Democrat who ever ran. Donald Trump is a Democrat. But because Democrats hated him, that wasn't his path to being president. Because Democrats and liberals said, you aren't going to be president, dude. He said, okay, hold my beer. I'm going to hire some extras, and I'm going to come down this escalator, and I'm going to fire up these Trump supporters. So what if he used to support the Democrats? No, it's a grift. Laura, you're not even, Laura, look straight up in the air because that just went right over the top of your head. I want you to jump on your trampoline in the backyard and swipe through the air so you can grab that thought I just threw at you because it's flying right over your head. You see what I'm saying? You're not hearing me. You got grifted. He's a grifter. He's actually the worst grifter I've ever seen. He's the most famous grifter we've ever seen. He's the most successful snake oil salesman we've ever seen. But he's also the worst grifter we've ever seen. Donald Trump's a Democrat. So listen, you guys, again, I told you, I let you guys say what you want now. Our chats are open to Republicans. You guys get to say what you want. You get to say your piece. We know you love Trump. We know you have nothing to back that up with, but that's okay. You have the right to vote for whoever you want to. That's who you voted for. That's all good, you guys. It's all good. I'm not gonna dig here. I just want somebody to tell me. What Gavin Newsom did. Did he kick your dog? I mean, I can't figure it out. This guy. I know he had dinner during COVID once. I know he screwed my girlfriend over because he let the guy that unalived her mom back out of prison and he reoffended. But that's just between me and my girlfriend. You guys don't even know about something like that. So I'm just trying to figure out if you guys really think he brought a book of matches down to the Palisades and lit it on fire. And if he did that, and if the whole place burned because there was no water in the reservoir, then why did Altadena burn down? I'm just trying to do the math on this, you guys. You guys enlighten me. I'm just trying to do the math. If Altadena didn't have empty reservoirs, if Altadena had plenty of firefighters, if Altadena didn't have these made-up resistors, this chick in the YouTube told me there's something called a resistor that Gavin Newsom went into his secret chambers and shut down. If all of that worked at Altadena, then how the hell did Altadena burn down? And then how the hell did the Palisades, how the hell did the Palisades burn? He almost got bear maced if he would have just came my direction. That dude just about got sprayed. But he walked on. The question is, if after I drop a dude with the bear spray, do I put it on him or do I just let him writhe around on the ground? Put that back. Newsom is letting those people walk around and you support them. You mean the guy that just walked by me? Do you want Gavin Newsom to come down and personally put him in handcuffs? YEAS. Do you want Gavin Newsom to come down here and unlawfully arrest him for having a big mouth? Because the last time I checked, whatever that guy just did as he walked by wasn't a crime. So please help me, brother. Help me out, brother. Don't you think we should be holding our mayor accountable as opposed to Gavin Newsom? So let's look at it this way, yeah. Based on your logic that Gavin Newsom is letting those people run around, then based on your logic, Donald Trump is responsible for letting that guy walk around. No, hold on, we're not done. Why don't you request up? You got a big mouth, let's have a conversation. Based on your fucking sensibilities, that the highest person up is the one responsible for the lowest piece of garbage on the street that we're worried about using bear spray on, then why don't you explain to me how it's not Donald Trump who is not responsible for the man who just walked by me? I say the mayor. Now, I'm all for local city government. I would like to hold my mayor responsible for not having any affect on the streets of our city. All right? Clearly, the man who just walked by has mental problems. Okay, our country started closing down 3 East and 3rd floor mental institutions years ago. This problem has been compounding over multiple administrations for many, many years. And it is a lack of mental institutions in all of our cities. It is capitalism that is killing our country, my friend. Do you understand? Do you understand $3,000 a month rent because of oligarchs and property owners like Donald Trump are the reason that people are all over our streets? Yeah? Did you know that? Yeah? Did you know that the reason people who live on the street will never get off the street is because property owners like the Trump family and other oligarchs and other property hoarding motherfuckers and corporations who are buying up all the houses and making little studio apartments, little tiny 2-bedroom apartments, and renting 2-bedroom apartments in that building right there for $7,000, saying that you need to show you make $21,000 in order to rent one. That's what's wrong with the country. Capitalism is killing the country. And if you can't find a way to put a cap on capitalism like you do the NBA, or wait, who's got the salary cap, the NFL or the NBA? Okay? We didn't take away freedoms from professional sports organizations, but we put a cap on their salaries. Do you understand? We put a cap on salaries because it was getting out of control. Do you understand? So we need to put a cap on capitalism because it's out of control. When I was a kid, I was homeless a couple of times. And you know what? It took me 3 weeks. I got a job. It took me 3 weeks to get a paycheck, and I had enough money to rent a fucking apartment. That's how easy it was to get off the streets. You can't do that anymore. That's not where we're at. And if you think you can just stick them in these hotels and then not moderate the situation, that's not going to work either. Best Hunter, did I say I wanted socialism, bro? I just said put a cap on capitalism. What part of that was socialism? Number one. Number two, do you know AI is coming? Do you know AI is coming? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with all artificial intelligence when it's already taken over 21% of corporate jobs? 21% of the corporate world is now run by AI. Amen. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. No cap on capitalism? Okay. Well, Elon Musk, there's his diner. And I'll be honest with you, we're looking at a protest. I enjoyed going there and trying it out. He has more wealth than the bottom 53% of the country. So I don't know about the no cap on capitalism. I'm not sure. This man has more wealth than 53% of the country. That's crazy to me. The top 1%, here comes the Bernie Sanders rant, the top 1% has more wealth than the bottom 93%. When's the last time you heard anyone call 93% the bottom of something? If you take the fraction 93% out of 100% and call that the bottom of something, then you know there's a problem. Come on, guys. The middle class used to control the GDP. That was in the 70s. Now the majority of GDP is controlled by the top 1%. Of course, you have to put some caps on capitalism. That's the only way to fix it, not socialism. Guys like Andrew Yang are some of the most forward-thinking guys you'll ever hear talk. He's a politician nobody listens to. But 8 years ago when he ran for president, he said, you guys have to understand, we're going to have universal basic incomes to supplement people, because AI is going to take our jobs. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a right or left issue. We've been saying it forever. It's an up and down issue, and it's a right and wrong issue. You know what I mean? Of course we need to get all the mental people off the street, but they closed down all our mental hospitals. Where I grew up in Fort Dodge, Iowa, all of our crazy people were in 3 East. The band Death Angel had a song called Welcome to the Third Floor, because all the mental institutions were on the 3rd floor. Probably so people couldn't escape that easy. I'm not sure why. But yeah. And you know what? This rant is irrelevant because I think it's too late. I think we're all done. I think we're all cooked. And like I said, I'm not going to argue with anyone who voted for Donald Trump. That's your vote, man. That's your vote. You guys vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm just telling you, you might want to not vote for an oligarch next time. I wanted the Republicans to vote for Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley pre-polled. She pre-polled that she was going to beat Biden by 26 points. You guys could have had somebody with grace. You know what I mean? Leading the way. A woman. You guys could have gloated that you voted, you elected the first woman president. You know what I mean? That would have been a badass move, actually. That would have been a badass move. But no, didn't want to do that. You guys, I would go watch the latest episode of South Park where Kristi Noem unalives about 57 dogs, including Crypto, Superdog. And then she goes to heaven and she unalives Superdog again. Come on, you guys. Take your politics out of your head. It is the greatest piece of television I've seen in a long, long time. And there's a reason it's the #1 streaming show on TV right now. Paramount. I think it's on Paramount, I'm not sure. It's funny, you guys. When she goes into the pet store during the closing credits, and then the little puppy has to run out the door. I mean, it's sad. If it wasn't a cartoon in South Park, we wouldn't be laughing at. We know it's not really happening to animals because this is a pro-animal life. Where's Castillo at, House? Where's Castillo at? Can you tell me? Can you update me? You guys, I promised I wouldn't rant about politics anymore, but I did promise you I was going to come to the middle and just be independent-minded, and I was going to allow people to just say what they want, and I'm standing by that. All right, House, let me know. Let me know. I don't want to argue about politics, guys, but I want to get a bigger apartment. You see what I'm saying? I looked at a bigger apartment today that I really love, right? I looked at this great apartment that I really love, and I can get it. I have the credit, I have the money, but I have to decide if I want to spend an extra $12,000 to $14,000 a year to live in it. You know what I mean? That's rude. That's a rude economy. That's like a rude economy. You know what I mean? And it's not that bad. I would be paying like $2,500 a month. Okay? So I have a really good deal. I'll tell you right now, I'm paying like, I got a sick deal on my place. I'm paying $1,800 a month with utilities paid on a sick little house with private parking gates. Like, I have some connections, so I get hookups. I actually have another customer who lives up in the Hollywood Hills. I'm trying to get him to rent me his guest house across the street from his house. And right now I'm trying to bribe him into renting that to me, which it would probably rent for $5,000. But if he lets me have it for like $2,200, I would take it. Oh, I got a sick deal. I was paying $1,300 for a 1-bedroom standalone bungalow in Studio City. And then my landlord fought me to the death in court over it because she wanted to sell the property. And it's hard to sell a property because you have to sell the tenants with the property. Best Hunter, today was the first day ever that there wasn't a line to get in. First day ever. I've been driving by it and checking. So when I drove by earlier today, that 1 hour wait in the standing line, you never have to wait if you have a Tesla. If you have a Tesla, you can just drive right into the parking lot. Even though there is a line for that, there's like a 5-car line to get in. It's never good. Broadway and 66 Pursuit. Oh, he's just on some criminal activity. I pick and choose what I go hang with Castillo on. I definitely like hanging on I'll hang at a checkpoint with him because the cops love us for some reason. I don't know what it is. Broadway and 66. Castillo be down in some dangerous ass neighborhoods now, House. You know what I mean? Best Hunter. Oh, you're talking to someone else. You guys can debate amongst yourselves. I said I wasn't going to talk about politics. I just wanted to know why we hated Gavin Newsom. That's all I was asking. You can hate anyone you want. I just wanted to know exactly if someone had a video of him with a book of matches starting the fire. I just wanted to know if the empty reservoir is why Palisades burned down, then why did Altadena burn down? They didn't have an empty reservoir. I'm just trying to do the math on everything, okay? Because in my experience of standing on the ground during the fire, it was 100 mile per hour winds that did it, because I saw and I filmed, and you can go look at my fire videos. I watched helicopters from all over the world fight these fires for a week straight, and they did an amazing job. Brave heroes. My house was in danger for 48 straight hours. I had to stand for 10 hours and watch 10 helicopters. I already said this, but I'm telling you. This is why I also empathize with Spencer Pratt. When my house was in danger and I had to put my pets and everything in the car that night, you know what I mean? It was a rough night. Deciding which paperwork to take out of the house. I had to move my guitars and shit over to my buddy's house real quick. You know what I mean? I was grateful that I had time to take the shit out of my house that was about to burn, but I was also heartbroken. Like, I can't even tell you how heartbroken I was. That, like, it wasn't even if they were gonna burn our house was gonna burn. I actually did meet a chick that night. I met a really crazy girl. She was crazy as hell. I met a conspiracy theorist chick, and I'm still connected with her on Instagram. I need to hit her up, actually. She was telling me some crazy shit. She was telling me, she was like, Gavin Newsom started this fire the whole night. That's all I heard. This is why I've been going crazy, because everyone just in my ear. Gavin Newsom started this fire. Gavin Newsom started this fire. Gavin Newsom started this fire. No, he didn't. Oh, shit. You guys, that Stringer app sent me all over the city, and they sent me here too. That's why I came here. They said this was a pro-Palestinian rally and Tesla protest, and they lied to me again. They're texting me right now saying, did you get footage from the protest I sent you to? And I went there. The cops broke it all up. So I was just trying to run around and get some good news footage, you guys. He did start it. You was there with him. You don't trust reality stars talking smack about Gavin. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, that's what the meme reminded me of. So the meme I saw this morning was, it was a picture of like 10,000 scientists standing together, and one lone knucklehead standing there yelling at the scientists, I just watched a YouTube video. You're all wrong. Okay? That's the same thing as listening to a reality star suddenly become the legal expert and the aficionado and the truth teller of what happened in the Palisades fires. Trust me, I lost my beach apartment. There's a video of it. Go watch it. My customer Larissa lost both her houses there. That bottom floor apartment, that was my beach house. I had a 2-bedroom apartment that I got to live in the Palisades in for free, you guys. It burned to the ground. It wasn't my primary residence, but that was all mine. I had 7 Christmas light customers whose homes burned to the ground, okay? I get it. He's pissed. He's not a bad guy. And I just explained how horrible it felt when I thought my actual house was going to burn down. So I know how bummed he is. But he's trying to win a lawsuit, guys. And you know what? Why not wish him well? How about I just wish him well? I told you I'm not here to attack Spencer Pratt. Seems like a good enough guy. I want to run into him over there and have a conversation with him. That was my city too. It's like it's all of our cities. All I'm saying is, can somebody please tell me what Gavin Newsom did? Did he kick their dog or what? I'll see him over there eventually. He's doing his podcast from his property. You know what I mean? I've done videos at his house. There's a really shitty signal at his house, though. I can tell you this. It's really hard to go live right at his house. You have to be like about 300 feet south of his property or you'll start losing signal. That's literally how well I know his street. Um, that's why you never see him live right on his property, I think. Or I have seen him live there. Maybe he gets a better signal now. I don't know. But I feel bad for anyone who lost their house, including Spencer Pratt. Losing like all of your bullshit and your knickknacks and your shit, that's the real crime. That's the real heartbreak. And needing to blame someone is understandable. You need someone to blame. Unfortunately, you're going to have to blame the weather and the Santa Ana winds. And if anyone's to blame, it's the fire department, because there was a fire 12 days previous and they didn't put it out properly. And they're saying that those embers kicked up in the wind because that's the exact spot it started. So that has nothing to do with Gavin Newsom, everybody. So, okay? But nobody's quick to blame firefighters. Nobody likes kicking firefighters. You know what I mean? AKA 9/11. We like to make firefighters heroes, but we like to make politicians the scapegoat. So let's blame Gavin Newsom. Let's not blame the fire department, who didn't do a good enough job 12 days before putting out the fire, and there were still hot embers sitting on the ground that kicked up when the winds kicked up, right? But we don't want to kick the firefighters. You know, and then look at Altadena. Altadena, we have video. Diane, I know about the cuts to the fire department. Diane, do you know how many firefighters I interviewed while they were fighting the fire? Diane, let me ask you something. Do you know how many firefighters I interviewed in the fire zone while they were fighting the fire? And you know what we specifically talked about? We specifically talked about the cuts to the fire department, Diane. Dan, do you think I don't live here and know what's going on? I know exactly how many were cut. I know how much money was cut. I know exactly what firemen on the ground thought. The first firefighter I ever interviewed, standing in the Palisades, I walked up to him and I said, "You guys don't let anyone talk shit. You're doing a great job." And he looked at me dead in the eye and he said, we could have done a better job. This was like on day 3. While we're still firing. And he was saying that to be humble. He wasn't saying it because the conversation continued. He wasn't saying it because Karen Bass, we could have done a better job because Karen Bass didn't give us enough money. He just felt bad. As a first responder, he just felt bad. And the other firefighters, I understand that Karen Bass cut our fire department and shit. What you guys fail to understand in all of this is what everyone is failing to understand. I was on a roof watching this fire start, literally 20 minutes after it started. It wasn't even that big yet. A home had not even burned when I was filming this fire. We hadn't even lost a home. 25 to 35 fire trucks were racing by me. They were on it, man. They were on it. Do you understand? They were on it like they're on every fire. We have a fire we have a fire right now that is raging north of LA in Lake Castaic. It's as big as the Palisade fire and as big as the Altadena fire. And you know what? I don't hear a single one of you talking about Karen Bass or Gavin Newsom or empty reservoirs or Santa Ana winds, for that matter. You know what I mean? Where are you guys now? Where are you now? Whose fault is that fire? Go ahead. Tell me. Talk to me right now. We're here. Talk to me. Talk to me. People are being evacuated. Yes, from that fire, Bess Hunter. I'm not hearing it from you, buddy. Is Gavin Newsom up there? Is Gavin Newsom up there with the book of matches? I thought Trump released the water. You know what I'm saying? If Trump released the water, then what the fuck? Why is North LA on fire right now? If Trump released the water and everything's been fixed. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Doesn't matter if you had an extra 50,000 firefighters that walked into either fire. 100-mile-per-hour winds. You guys are clueless to what was happening. Clueless. You have no idea what it's like to stand in a raging multiple acre fire with 100-mile-per-hour winds. I don't care how big your fire hose is, bud. You're not stopping it. You're going to be overwhelmed. Go watch the videos, you guys. You guys are all busy wanting to just blame Gavin Newsom. Oh, it's Gavin Newsom's fault. But nobody says a single word about all these firefighters. There were so many helicopters in the air, I thought they were going to crash into each other. You know what I mean? Gavin Newsom didn't seem to be slowing them down. So is it their fault? You know what I mean? Is it their fault? Is it the firefighters' fault? Again, I already told you guys, I have my own reasons to not like Gavin Newsom. I just want to know. It's a trend. Hating Gavin Newsom is a trend. That's what's sickening about it. I'm not saying he's a good dude. I'm saying it's weird that it's a trend. You know what I mean? Like a popular reality show has hopped on the trend. But again, we're not here to kick Spencer. He lost his home. I'm gonna stay on his side as far as giving a shit about somebody who lost their home and lost their city. Because it's our city. I'm just saying, this trend, this Newsom trend, and I saw him talking to the FBI. I don't trust our government. You know what I'm saying? It's not a trend? Okay, well, okay, you know what? I'll back off. CHA 15, I'll back off for a second. It's not a trend. He's a criminal, and a lot of us have been beating that drum for a long time. CHA 15, come up in the guest box right now and explain to us all the evidence you have and sources you have, and show me why and how he's a criminal. Because you just threw that out there with no source, no claims, no evidence, no proof. You didn't even say what crimes he committed, but you just said he's a criminal. So go ahead, tell us what his crimes are. Go ahead, tell me, what are his crimes? Specifically, I want statutes. I want to know what the crime is. I want to know where you found the evidence. I want you to share links with us. Come up on in the guest box. Oh, that's right, you don't have any evidence. Because you are trending in the same direction as everybody else by just saying he's a criminal. You're just repeating Donald Trump talking points or other people's talking points. Exactly. You guys see that? Crickets. It's crickets. It's not a trend. He's a criminal. A lot of people have been saying it. That sounded like it came out of Donald Trump's mouth. I don't know, but a lot of people have saying it. We've been hearing a lot of things. We've been hearing this for 2 weeks. We'll take care of this in 2 weeks. I'm not asking you to argue, Diane. I'm asking you for facts. I'm asking you for sources. I'm asking you for criminal statutes that you claim he's a criminal. So what crime did he commit? What evidence do you have? I'm not here to argue. I'm here to be educated. I'm left, you're right. Okay, I'd like to think I'm center, but if you want to call me left because it makes you feel better, you can do that. You know what? I voted for Jesse Ventura. I don't know anybody else that voted for Jesse the Body Ventura, but okay, I'm a lefty. But go ahead and enlighten me, Diane. It doesn't make you feel better, but there you go. You came back with a comment that provides no criminal statutes, no facts, no sources. So let's wait for Diane's next comment. Diane, you can be a right winger. I already said that. I don't care. You can be right. You can love Trump, but you can't change my mind. You're right. You know why you can't? Because you're not telling us what his crime is. What's his crime? I'm not paying attention to the fire aid money. You want me to go attack all the musicians who played and ask them where it went? I know where the fire aid money went. Siha 15. You're just listening to a reality star. Siha 15. Do you know you can actually see where the fire money went? It went to these grifter organizations. All the organizations that take care of homeless people and take care of handling this money, they are the grifters, Siha 15. You have no idea what you're talking about. All you want to do is say, oh, the fire aid money's gone. Yeah. The CEOs, the people who appoint themselves CEOs of these grifter organizations who aren't run by the government, pay themselves $700,000 salaries to control these monies. And yeah, a lot of it gets lost. But you guys just sit here and go, the fire aid money's gone. Newsom did it. Because you guys have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Show us the proof, Siha 15. Show us the proof of that. You can't just say, yes, one is Newsom's wife without showing me proof. Show me that Newsom's wife collected a $700,000 CEO salary for one of these fire aid organizations and that they hid the money in a Swiss bank somewhere. And I'll get on board with you. You know what I'm saying? Show me. Don't just say it. You can't just say it. Show me. I can say shit about Trump, and the difference is I can prove every single bit of anything I say with ease. The proof is out there. There it is. There it is, right there. There it is. The proof is out there. That's it. The proof is out there. What is this, an episode of the fucking Twilight Zone? Okay, show us the proof, see ya? I don't care if you like Trump or not. I want you to show me the proof. Siha 15, clearly you heard a reality TV star tell you what you just repeated. Did you hear my analogy about the meme earlier? Where 100,000 scientists are standing in a group and a guy standing in front of them says, I just watched a YouTube video, so you're all wrong. This analogy applies to everything we're talking about, you guys. Do you understand? You can't just say shit. Siha 15. You can't just say shit. I take that back. You can just say shit. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But intelligent people are not going to take you seriously. Do you understand? We're going to ask you for sources. We're going to ask you for information. We're going to ask you to prove it. LA Times did a complete write-up recently about fire aid sons, and all these folks have to do is Google it. There you go. Reputable papers. People have dug into this issue. I read into it briefly. I'm not going to sit here and lie. When I heard this stupid conspiracy, I looked into it. Listen, you guys, I'm a Palisades guy. Do you guys understand that? I'm a Palisades guy. Most of the people in the Palisades were millionaires, true, but not all of them. My neighbors in my little summer condo were two little old ladies who didn't have a car, and they lived in an apartment together, and they walked to the house that burned down, and they had to pay $1,000 a month each to pay that rent. They lost their home. They're screwed. They were burned down in the fire, and now they had to move into the city, and now they're both paying $3,000 a month to live, and they don't have jobs. So yeah, there are people in the Palisades who needed money from fire aid, and they needed money from other places who donated money and other charitable organizations who raised money. It wasn't just fire aid. But what I'm explaining to you is a lot of these millionaires didn't need help, but there were apartment complexes, and there were people on the ground, and there were people who needed help, but not as many as you would think. So if you happen to have personal friends who you talk to who are receiving fire aid, because my friends are. They're receiving lots of financial aid from FEMA, from reputable charitable organizations, from other city assistant places that work with FEMA. They got their money. They're getting their money. But no, you guys would probably sit here and say, oh, FEMA only gave people $700 in North Carolina, because you just repeat what some of the biggest liars in the world repeat. That's the problem with you people. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can give the aid to every single person who was a victim. You guys, the people in Altadena who filed for aid, there are a dozen people who filed for aid with addresses from Altadena and were prosecuted to the full extent of the law. All of you conspiracy nut jobs and you people who don't live here have no idea what you're talking about. You're just talking out of your ass, actually, because here's the deal. We prosecute somebody if they take money, and we put them in jail for doing that. And all of the people who applied for money and needed money are getting the money, including the criminals who tried to get the money. So sitting there and telling us that, oh, the fire aid money is missing, then why are people receiving it if it's missing? Why are people getting that money if it's missing? You know what I'm saying? Somebody help me with that. That's a lie. Newsom enacted EOs to ensure this would happen, permitting fee-free, says user 95671283099. Do you have a name or just a prison number? Some dude with a prison number. That's what we needed from somebody. We needed somebody with just a prison number and a black flag to enlighten all of us. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I can't wait till all the kids start getting sick in school. You guys are some real geniuses. Can't wait till everybody's walking around with polio in 3 years. You guys really did a number on our country. We're about to get sick. You guys made America sick again is what you did. America's about to be sick again. We're going to be walking around with measles and polio riddled all over your back of your neck and shit. You know what I'm saying? I see Siha 15 going bah ha ha ha, but I just want to point out, I'm going to keep pointing it out. You get to be who you want to be, but you still haven't put one fact down in the chat. I'm still waiting for a fact. I didn't see a guest request up into the box to show us facts. You can put your camera on. You can bring up your source. You can read us the crime statutes. You can tell us the crimes Gavin Newsom's committed, but not a single person has named a single crime. I've seen at least 24 people call him a criminal. I haven't seen a single statute. Good night, Aaron. Sorry, YouTube, I can't see the chat. I'm reading my TikTok. I will deny anything. I'm asking you to come up, Siha 15. I'll deny anything or anyone who disagrees with me. No, I'm asking you to enlighten me. It's the complete opposite. I'm asking you to come in the guest box. I'll shut up. I'll mute. We'll give you full microphone. You put your camera on. You bring up your sources and you show us every criminal statute that you claim Gavin Newsom is guilty of. And then you can show us every source and every story and read out loud every piece of information you have that proves that he's guilty. Go ahead. Go ahead, Siha 15. I've already asked you for the past 30 minutes to do it, but it's been crickets. All I hear is bah ha 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 ha. Bah ha ha ha. Spencer Pratt, if your house burns down, let me tell you a couple things. If your house burned down in the Pacific Palisades, do you know how much money your property is worth? It's worth the same amount as your house was. And if you want to sell your house and you want to use Gavin Newsom's, oh my God, Gavin Newsom, if you want to use that bill that passed, SB whatever, and you guys understand that every law in California that is enacted is voted on. Do you understand? The voters create these laws. So when you blame Gavin Newsom for SB 11223, that's not Gavin Newsom. We voted for that. Do you understand that? The people, we the people, we vote for those statutes. Gavin Newsom doesn't sign executive orders like Donald Trump and just make something a law. That's not how it works. The voters decided that we could make lots in the Pacific Palisades, 2 lots, because people need to build AD units so they can afford to keep up with this capitalistic society that is destroying our country. But again, most of you guys have no idea what you're talking about or what's going on. Now, if Spencer Pratt wants to split his lot into 2 lots and sell his property for $4 million, I don't know, sounds like he got out pretty good to me. Just because some of the wood that's sitting on your land burned to the ground didn't make your land not worth millions of dollars. Do you understand his property is still worth millions of dollars? Do you understand that? Now, if him and his wife want to get their happy asses to work and Spencer wants to go start making some macchiatos at Starbucks, maybe they can start rebuilding, because I don't see him on TV anymore. I don't exactly see him out auditioning for anything. Oh, isn't that what Spencer does? Oh. Supposed to feel sorry for him. He's grifting you guys. He literally can't get work, and he's grifting TikTokers for money. You guys are paying him tens of thousands of dollars. You guys donated directly to him tens of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, his property is still worth millions of dollars. You guys gave him enough money to rebuild his entire home. So why is everybody crying for Spencer Pratt? Are you kidding me? He's going to continue to make another 10 grand a month on TikTok. You guys are rebuilding his house, and he still wants to sue the city for $28 million? Come on, man. Come on. Get your heads out of your you-know-whats. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, Lord Christ Almighty. Gotta be kidding me. Are you guys following that? CHA 15, we know you hope he gets $50 million. We know you hope he does. We know you do. We know you do. I can tell you this, though, CHA 15, and I can tell you this with great joy and great pleasure, because this has to go to court. I can tell you this. I'll bet you $50,000. I'll bet you, I don't know how much money you have, CI. You probably don't have that kind of money. But I'll bet you $1,000. I'll put it in an escrow account. You put it in an escrow account, and I'll bet you $1,000 cash that Spencer Pratt loses that lawsuit. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I'll put $1,000 in an escrow account. You match it. $1,000 escrow account. Winner takes it all. $2,000. That's the bet. I guarantee he loses the lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. I promise you. I guarantee it. It's not happening. They're not paying him. It's not happening. Redacted said, you're an actor and can't find work. Are you talking to me or Spencer? Because I'm not an actor, but I'll take an acting gig if you got one. I'm working 4 days next week on a 1977 period piece from a very famous director and a very famous actor that I signed a non-disclosure agreement for. So I can't tell you what it is, but you're going to see that movie in 18 to 24 months. Who is Pratt? That's a good question. Oh, you meant as a joke. I'm sorry. I thought you were roasting me. My bad. But I'm not an actor. I just want to say that. I am not an actor. But again, I'll take an acting job. You have an acting job, I'll take it. Who am I to pass up an easy work? The easiest work in the world is acting work, you guys. You know what the easiest job in America is? The job Spencer Pratt had. He just ran around he just ran around living in his own home, drinking. Now, I didn't watch that show. And again, you guys, Spencer Pratt is probably a nice guy. I don't know him personally. Seems like a nice enough guy. He's a fun guy. He eats tacos. He has a lot of fun. All the girls love him. He's got like the biggest girl cult following ever. And I'm sure a few have ran back. Oh, there's some dude talking shit about you. I'm not saying anything I won't say to that motherfucker's face. I'm just telling you. He's a grifter at this point. He's grifting like those homeless people in the vans do on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that dude, Rich the Hungry, the homeless guy? That dude is a fucking grifter. Him and his girl. And listen, I wouldn't mind grifting. I might buy a van and start pretending to be homeless. You know those fucking panhandlers who drive up to corners in their car and get out and stand there with the sign? You can make good fucking money in LA on the right intersections. Panhandling. Trust me. Pratt in the Hat loves your cats. Does he love my cats? If he loves my cats, he has my full support. And I'll go to court and sit in the galley and cheer for him. No, honestly, he's not really a guy that is... I don't know how you could not... Like, when he's younger, like when you see him younger with the blonde hair, grew up in the rich neighborhood, and he's on that stupid show. I didn't watch the show. But I probably would have hated him then. But now he's kind of old and pathetic. And so I have a soft spot in my heart for him now. So how's that? I don't know if that makes sense. Kelly, thank you. My cats are doing wonderful. I love my cats so much. I've been doing a little stand-up. I've been doing a bit where I say... I got a new comedy bit where I talk about going through a breakup. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm going through a breakup. And anybody else going through a breakup? And everyone in the crowd didn't say anything. I was like, oh, great, just me. And then they laughed. I was like, that's not even the funny part. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to do the bit. But it's a pretty good bit. And I'll be perfecting that bit soon. I met the hottest girl ever, you guys. I'm also doing I met the hottest girl ever, though, at the comedy club. I mean, so hot. And when she went up on stage, she was a comedian. She wasn't a person. She was there to do comedy. And I really wanted her to be funny, right? I was like, oh, my God, I hope she's funny. I hope she's funny. I hope she's funny. The Three Amigos is missing one. Where are those guys at? Okay, I got to get out of here. Maybe I will go look these guys up. This girl was so pretty, but she was so unfunny. She did this whole bit. Evie, how the fuck do you know her name? How do you know her name? You wouldn't know her name. And I think it might be Simpa. Did I talk about her? I think it's Simpa with a P. Oh, I did talk about her already. I have to text Maria, John. I'm all over the place. I think I'm going to sign off and text Maria right now. You know what? I'm going to do it. And let me just say to all the Trump supporters in the chat, especially you, MedX1, because I know you support Trump. I still love you guys, man. I still love you. And to all my liberal friends, don't get mad at me for saying that, okay? Don't be mad at me. I want them to know that I support their bad choices in life. It's like supporting an addict. You know what I mean? We got to put them in treatment. You know what I'm saying? We got to put them in treatment, and we have to reform them. So we still love you guys. We're just reforming you. Listen, I'm asking everyone to come to the middle. This isn't a left and right issue anymore, guys. It's an up and down issue, you guys. It's up and down, and it's right and wrong. Stop with the left and right. It's up and down, it's right and wrong. So you got to start with the up and down. You guys can't be voting for oligarchs. All right? Get Trump out of your head. Okay? He's an oligarch. No more of that. Okay? Stop it. If you guys are going to vote for someone, find a dimwit like Nikki Haley, you know? If you're going to get somebody dim-witted, at least have them be slightly intelligent. Anyway, I'm just fucking with you guys. You guys are going to lose the next election badly anyway, so I already feel bad for you. The landslide in the midterms is going to be so bad that Donald Trump's congestive heart failure is probably going to kick in. You know what I mean? And then in those last 2 years of his presidency, when all of the prosecutors like Jack Smith start seeing what is still not beyond statute of limitations, so they can start prosecuting Trump in 24 months after the midterms, is going to be so gratifying. You know what I mean, you guys? After the landslide of the midterms, and then we see guys like Jack Smith like drawing up cases for the day Donald Trump has to walk out of office so they can just put him right in the slammer. That's going to be so gratifying. Anyway, but much love to all the people he's going to pardon as he exits office. Congratulations. Let me give a preemptive congratulations to Danny Masterson, who will walk out of prison on a Donald Trump pardon. That's right, Danny Masterson. All of the SEX offenders will be walking. Danny Masterson will be pardoned. Let me give a preemptive congratulations to Danny Masterson. Let me also congratulate P. Diddy, who will be pardoned by Donald Trump. Let me also congratulate Ghislaine Maxwell, who's already been pardoned, and we don't even know the how or what, but we know she's in Club Med already. She already got her pardon. Let's just see how much worse that pardon gets. So right there are 3 SA offenders getting pardons, okay? Now let's think about who else is going to get pardoned. Fred YG says fake news. The only thing you can call me on is Danny Masterson so far. Who was pardoned under Biden? Biden only pardoned his son, which any normal human being would have done. If you weren't going to pardon your son who did nothing more than like a little bit of blow with some girls, I mean, you'd be out of your mind. A little tax evasion, you know. A little tax evasion. You know what I'm saying? Ah, shit. Well, nothing like having millions of dollars and then not paying your taxes. Ah, shit. Now I'm making myself laugh. Ah, shit. Hey, we're all, it's like the Poison song goes, we ain't looking for nothing but a good time. You know? That's the song they used to play at the Epstein Trump parties. Ain't looking for nothing but a good time. Do you guys, let me leave you with this. I'm ending this like a comedy set. This is what a comedian says when he gets the light, because he only has a minute left when he gets the light. And we say, let me leave you with this. And sometimes we'll say, hey, I'm getting the light. Let me leave you with this. I'm going to leave you guys with this. But I'm going to go live. I'm probably going to go find Castillo. Let me leave you with this. Donald Trump literally already told us, I'll bring him some pizza. Donald Trump already told us that Jeffrey Epstein stole, he used the word stole, recruited, took, pulled away, snatched, whatever word you want to use, a 16-year-old massage therapist from Mar-a-Lago. So let's do the deductive reasoning here. Let's do the deducing here. Is deducing a word? Okay. Donald Trump was getting massages from a 16-year-old girl at Mar-a-Lago. And Epstein sampled that massage from the 16-year-old girl at Mar-a-Lago, which means he knew whether or not this girl was prime for the happy endings. Do you understand? Are you guys doing the math yet, Trump supporters? 16-year-old massage therapist at Mar-a-Lago? 16-year-old massage therapist massaging Jeff Epstein and Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago? And you guys think that is all on the up and up? Is that what you're saying? Robert Kraft? You know who Robert Kraft is? Do you guys know what a happy ending is? Do you guys know what happens in massages and massage parlors? With guys like Donald Trump, Robert Kraft, and Jeffrey Epstein. Do you guys think Jeffrey Epstein goes into a massage on the up and up? Is that what you guys think? So, the girl that Jeffrey Epstein stole from Donald Trump, and you guys aren't going, wait a minute. You guys aren't doing that math in your limited minds, Trump supporters. Your minds are that simple that you can't do that deductive math to understand what's going on. Your calculators are broken. Exactly, Dean. Your calculators are broken. He's literally already admitted on national television when he said Epstein stole that 16-year-old massage therapist from Mar-a-Lago. That was literally an admission. We all know what's in the paperwork, you guys. You guys saw you guys saw the deposition when the lawyer says, "Have you and Donald Trump ever socialized?" Yes. Have you ever socialized in the presence of girls under the age of 18? I plead the 4th, 5th, 16th, and whatever other amendment you got in your book, buddy. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Should it even be legal for 16-year-olds to be doing massage work with guys like Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein? I think not. Anyway, I'm going to go buy some pizza for Castillo.